Hello and welcome back to the Finishing Line, proudly sponsored by Hollywoodbets, the home of the Punters Challenge. It's Talking Points. It's Sunday. We are going to look back on everything that happened at Punchestown. I say everything. All the good stuff that happened at Punchestown, some of the bad stuff, and the 1,000 and 2,000 guineas. But before that, any housekeeping to keep us up to date with? We were just off air and I just cut cross-save and I don't care. There's a little... What's it called? What do they call it? Easter egg things that are just dropped into some videos. Tom might have one there or something that might be happening in a few weeks' time. Show the world, Tom.
Oh, I thought we were going with the other thing we were just talking about off there. It was like,
no, we can't talk about that. Yes.
Some people have seen this now. Hang on. My mother got me this for my birthday. It's hilarious, to be fair.
The Zoff meat. The Hoff. It's happening.
Yeah, I thought that was very funny. Yeah, very funny. Look, I think it is going to happen at some stage.
High five moment.
There's a fella out the road here has a couple of baby pygmy goats, Tom. I have my eye on one for you.
I need to find out. I need to talk to a few people and find out what type of goat I need, or if there's a specific type of goat I need, or something. Yeah.
Ring Henry. Henry, no.
That's exactly who I'm going to ask. He
has Harvey from on lease, so it's just a normal billy goat, is it?
Can't believe you have a cup for it already.
It's great.
I know. And it's been a while. It's a Sunday. It's my birthday weekend. It's bank holiday weekend. That's my excuse. I'm having a little glass of wine.
The Hoff and the Zoff merchandise.
Oh, this is going to be unbelievable.
It's a good idea, Dave.
Oh, I'm so glad we annoyed you for weeks on end.
It's great what peer pressure does, isn't it?
Does. Just
peer pressure is a great thing.
Slowly break someone down.
I've parted the garden now, right? That's like I've mowed some of the grass today, and I've a strip of grass that's being left not cut. It looks ridiculous at the minute. And so the neighbours are wondering what the hell is going on. But
do you know who'd get rid of that?
Yeah, the goat and the bloody horse. Yeah.
See, a few people last week were asking what video was it when I lost the plot about my ex-fiance.
Put that there, will you? Jesus Christ. It was, when was it?
One of the lads went back and videoed it and put it into the WhatsApp group.
So funny.
The sight to behold.
Oh, it's a while ago now, though.
I forgot about the wedding bit, Dave. I forgot you went on about. I just remembered the dog bit. I forgot you went on about the wedding. It's so funny.
What I might do for next week, I might try to download it and I'll put it onto the side here and I can play it next week.
Yeah, you might as well.
It's a year in the making. This time last year.
It was about this time last year, yeah. I went on about her getting married and yeah, I had a little bit of a meltdown that day.
You didn't sound very bitter.
No, not even a little bit.
Not a tiny bit. No, it was. No. It was the finishing line, one of our greatest moments.
Sorry, our dog got nicked. He did. He really did.
But I wonder what he's doing now.
It still upsets me, so I'm not getting into it.
Okay. Anyway, will we move on before Dave starts having another one? Right, we're going to look back on everything that happened at Punchestown and give our thoughts and so on and so forth. It was a strange week, unless you're Willie Mullins who broke his record again.
Yeah, I was thinking he'd have more than 14 winners. I didn't think he'd have 19.
It was, and one or two of his winners hurt me very badly. Case in point, Kashari, that hurt me.
It was just, it wasn't. If you followed him all week, you were making money, but like some of the second and third strings were winning, so it was very hard.
We start with one of his first strings.
Did you see what he said about Cheltenham?
What?
He said, although he had 6 winners as top trainer, I was really disappointed with how they ran. So I changed a few things leading up to Punchestown, and we just said we'd run them all and have a good go at it and see what happens, because we thought they were in good form after changing a few things.
Man's a genius.
So there you go.
How long has Willie Mullins been training, right? This will tell you all you need to know about how difficult it is to train a horse.
I get rid of this first. Go on.
How many years has he been training? Like, over 20 years.
20 years.
And he's there talking about how he's changing things because his horses didn't run too well at Cheltenham. Like, it's insane. It just shows how much how much effort and thought goes into it. And, it's not a science. It's not a run a horse this far for, this many minutes or whatever, and then it's fit. It's mad to think that Willie Mullins is there changing things coming into Punchestown, that all of his horses normally run well at Punchestown anyway. And he's changing things with them. And after so many years of training, you'd think he just has his set way of doing things, but no, that's not the case.
Just goes to show he keeps setting the bar higher for himself. He wants, he has the two lads behind him now, Henry and Gordon, keeping him on his toes, having to change things, having to keep up to his pace every year.
Henry having that week, I'd say Willie would have given some of them back to have the Gold Cup and the Champion Hurdle, so on and so forth. So that would have hurt him. And it just shows you straight away competitiveness takes over and he wants to win everything again now.
That's why those guys are at the top there. Like, you look at Nichols, and Nichols is just driven as hell. He just wants winners and numbers, and I'd say, I was waiting for one of you to say about Stormy Island, but there we go.
Hey, we'll get there eventually.
We'll get there. She's there, don't worry. Right, we start then. Echoes and Rain won the Champion Novice Chase Hurdle. She was 8-13 on. Colonel Mustard was 40s, and Blue Lord ran a very strange, not staying. God only knows what to do with the next race. The only thing that was strange to me, and I said in the preview, was Paul wasn't on Echoes and Rain. That's the only thing that kind of put me off it, but I wouldn't have backed at 8-13 either way. But what do we make of her? Where are we going with her next year?
She'll surely go for the Mare's Hurdle, I'd say, will she?
Champion Hurdle from the sound of Willie.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
I'd say he's a few better than her now, but she could go Champion Hurdle.
She seems to improve him some low very quickly.
She has, but I'd say she wears it well as a better horse than her.
On what basis?
I just think she is. We'll see next year. She was supposed to be going down the Supreme route this year, so.
Yeah, but this is the typical kind of thing. Willie just gets a horse improved like that out of nowhere.
Yeah, Blue Lord's an idiot. So
he just you don't know what to do with him. Like, he looked like he pulled too much over 2 mile forward, dropped back to 2 mile. He didn't seem to stay 2 miles then. Like,
tripless bastard is what he is.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Can we copyright that word? That and yak.
Yak.
We surely copyright them.
The witches after taking yak to a new level. I think he calls everything a yak.
We have this kind of thing on it. Yeah, she was a good winner though. Very good winner.
Yeah.
Champion Hurdle or Mares next season.
She's a lovely turn of foot.
She does, even though
I'd say they start her off in something. You start her off maybe the Morgiana or something, and see where you go. Throw her in at the deep end and see what happens.
Settled a lot better as well.
Thought Patrick gave her an absolute peach of a ride.
Mm-hmm.
He got her settled and got her traveling and took his time, and he gave her a very good ride.
Right, move on. Probably one of the performances of the weekend. Shaq and Pusswall getting right back to his best, beating Alho by 5.5 lengths. And Newbie Negra was 19 lengths behind Alho back in third. This is the real Shakan. This was Shakan putting the race to bed more or less halfway. And look, Alho, just before we get to him, he's just a Ryanair horse out and out. But Shakan, going forward, well, we talked about, was it the real Shakan we saw, obviously? And how impressed were we?
He's very impressive, but I would say he might struggle at Cheltenham again. I do think it was the track, to be honest. Because he's been dynamite every other race, so you can forgive a horse one race, maybe didn't like the track, or maybe had an off day, but I wouldn't back him at Cheltenham. But he seems to win everywhere else. So
what I think that happened to Cheltenham, what Willie kind of touched on, was they didn't make enough use of him.
He was very good anyway.
What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, I'd kind of be at the same theory that they didn't make enough use of him, and as we know, some of Willie's didn't run up to their level at Cheltenham. I just think with him, I would give him another chance. I know he's stringing a good run together now, but I wouldn't back. He's not an anti-post bet for me. But come to Cheltenham next year, he's only had one run there, so I think people to say it's just Cheltenham, I think is harsh enough, and he was only beaten a length for a bit. So I wouldn't. I think next year for the Champion Chase, he'll be a bigger price than he should be.
That's why I'm trying to find out what he is here now.
Yeah, I think he'd be interesting. Now I wouldn't rush into backing him now, but come the day, I might have a little saver on him.
He's 6s right now. Shishkin is 7-4.
If I'm backing a horse now at 6-1 for Cheltenham, I think it's a 2-1 or less shot. So no, I wouldn't be backing him with his profile. Allaho just wins the Ryanair, and I'm glad he ran like he did, because he ran like a horse who needed 2.5 miles. He will bolt up in the Ryanair again. Yeah,
he's won now. You can have whatever. He's still 5-1 for the Ryanair. Like, that's a cracking bet.
Allaho's 5-1 for the Ryanair.
Yeah.
I'd sooner back him at 5-1 than I would Shakan at 6-1. Definitely.
Like, even I know we're talking about Cheltenham already. Like, Aplutard won't run it. Shearskin won't run it. And Ergamene won't run it. He has the beating of Fakir Dudari, Grenadine, Envoy Allen. Take all them out of it already. I haven't backed already, so I'm going to back him again soon enough. New Bay Negra, what do we make from Bubble Bursts? Too close to Cheltenham. What the hell do we make of him? Beating 19 lengths.
Yeah, ran a bit flat, really, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Traveling around to the second last, and then he just had nothing left.
Yeah, he ran very well at Cheltenham. Maybe that took it out of him.
Now, next one is going to have a few opinions. The Champion Novice Chase over 3 miles, where Coolreevy beat Monkfish at 10-11 on. She was 7-1. She was in foal to Walk in the Park, and Envoy Allen was pulled up. Before we get to all the rest of them, what a mare she is.
Yeah, she's very good. She's very tough.
Yeah, she's a dude of a mare, isn't she? Not dude of a horse, dude of a mare.
Also need to copyright that.
Yeah, no, just some people getting on to me. Apparently, I say dude of a horse all the time, which I do. But no, she's very good. She's really tough and really game. And yeah, her foals, the Flynns who bred and raced her, are from Waterford, and they've a really, really good breeding operation. And they've had a lot of mares in the past, especially with John Kiley and people. And yeah, they're going to have a lovely breeding career with this one, hopefully.
Let's change cameras. Sorry, no.
You're gone. Did we all go there, or I was?
No, just me. The camera just died. I thought I've charged the battery. I must have put the wrong battery in, but anyway.
Yeah, I just said to Andrew, why are we frozen? Because I was just like this.
This is why I always have backup. I'm very sure I had the charge.
You got backup. That's good going. Yeah, she's cool though. I like Coolreevy, and I look forward to her offspring. She could throw some nice ones, I'd say.
Yeah, she jumped awful around some defenses, but done it very well. Very, very tough and genuine mare. Look, it's a shame she's, like I say, in foal now. They're probably kicking themselves. Why didn't we just stick one more year with her? But Monkfish, flat run, looked like he was going to win 3 out. I think Paul gave him a very nice ride. Come next year is your year. Come home at your own time. After he made a mistake,
he was a bit flat. He hasn't been the same since that performance at the Dublin Racing Festival, but he put in some idiotic jumps again. And if he does that next year at Cheltenham, he won't win the Gold Cup. Paul asked him once or twice for the jump, and he put down on Paul. So he needs to learn.
Yeah, he's still a novice though. He's going to learn. Like we look at like prime example, Manila Indo last year. There's a huge jump from their novice season to their open company season. It might take him 2 runs at the start of next season to get to that level, but there's a hell of a lot under there. I think they need to have a bit more control. They need to stick a bit more headgear on him, as not in cheekpiece or anything like that, more attack on him. Because they just literally just have a bridle and a piece in his mouth. I think more contact with his head might help him a bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I said it before. I said it on our preview show for Punchestown that I thought he was a bit flat at Cheltenham, and I think some of those runs earlier in the year actually took more out of him than we thought. And he kind of ran exactly like that. Be interesting to see what they do with him next year. And how he progresses into open company. I wouldn't write him off just yet, but he's a couple of questions to answer now.
Look, doesn't. That's biased. No, he does. Look, every horse from the novice season has to step up going into their open season. But look, next year we'll always tell a story. Right. Envoy. Look, obviously there was something to miss. He got a scan on Thursday. I didn't hear anything yet, G.
Nope.
What do we make of it? What we think that happened, Tom?
Well, he's obviously injured, isn't he? I mean, he was hanging going. I text you in the group when we were watching it. He was hanging going past the stands. He's clearly feeling something. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of full. Everyone launching into now. Oh, what you do with him now and stuff. He's clearly injured, lads. Like that's it. Like he's injured. There's nothing more to it. There wasn't the trip. It's not the fact that he's moved to Henry de Bromhead. It's not the fact that Rachel was riding him. He's injured. He's got an injury, so. Who knows? We're just hopefully get the injury fixed, whatever it is, and get him back for next year. But he's still got a lot of ability, obviously. But he was launching himself at fences, and that for me is horses can do that when they're feeling something. They don't jump properly. They just
prime example that just pops into my head there. Dealvan in the Champion Chase. Remember, he launched himself at the second or third. Ended up he had a broken pelvis or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just disappointing to see because everybody thought he was the superstar, the next big thing, and he's gone belly up. But sure,
he still could do. He
could be.
Yeah.
This is literally like. There's no knocking though, and like I was the one saying at the start of the year, he's going to get beaten at some stage. He's not, he's not made of iron. He's not a machine. He's a horse. Like he is going to get beaten at some stage. They nearly all of them do, apart from Honeysuckle apparently. But yeah, he's fallen when only gone a couple of fences, and then he's injured himself. So. Yeah, I don't think there's any knocking him at this stage.
And I think a lot of horses that ran at Cheltenham ran under par here as well. Even from Henry's or whoever, Willie's as well. How was it? Only Honeysuckle and Jeff Killer, the two that won at Cheltenham, won this week? That ran at Cheltenham.
It's so hard, and this is what I was saying. And I know a few people taking the piss about. I was saying like I'm not betting much, and I ended up being. Jesus, there were 2 days I didn't see any races live. I was crazy busy in work. But, if I'd have backed just for what I thought might have won, I'd have saved myself a fortune. I did save myself a fortune because the form is just so difficult.
And could really, obviously. There's only popping behind she won the Nares.
So hard. But it's really tough, the form at the end of the season, lads. You really want to watch your betting, I'd say.
Right. Next one is... the Novice Hurdle over 3 miles, where Gallop de Champ absolutely done what his name suggested, galloped them into the ground. Gentleman's Game was second, and Statler was in third. This is a hell of a weapon of a horse.
Yeah, he looks very good. I'd say they'll put him over fences, but I'd like to see him stay over hurdles and give it a year over.
Of course you would just deny me because I'm back for the RFC.
No, I'd just like to see him over hurdles and go for the stayers. I think it's a weak enough division. And that Statler is a 4 miler horse. Or 3 mile sixer, whatever it is now.
Statler?
Yeah.
He's just, as Tom said there about 20 minutes ago, tripless bastard.
He's slow. He's ideal now for the 4 miler.
Gallop de Champ is an RSA horse. He's just an out and out big block of a chase and stayer. And Tom, what do you think of him?
He did it very, very well, didn't he? He doesn't jump very well. He doesn't jump hurdles very well. That's why I think they'll probably go chasing with him, because he does not jump hurdles well at all. He must have some engine. Gentleman's Game ran a really nice race. He'll be a lot better over fences as well. yeah, looking forward to him. Statler as well. Yeah, I see what you mean, Dave. I wouldn't rule him out for something like that. Type of horse who might pop up in a 4 miler or a national hunt race. And tell me something, girl. I think she's going to be one of these that is going to maybe lose a couple of races and whatever, and then we're going to get to Cheltenham next year, and she's going to go for the mare's hurdle, and I'm going to get stuck in.
She was very keen. She didn't stay, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to her for Cheltenham next year.
Yeah, look, I ever since Galloping the Champ won it at Martin Pipe, he was a horse that really stood out to me for next year. Looking at the betting, I was for the RSA next year. That's a very weak division as well. You have Vanillier, who I think is second favourite behind him in this. Who
he ran a nice race for. I don't think all the Cromwells were firing, and he was really outpaced, and then ran on well for fourth. Fences and 3 miles, definitely his up his street. I wouldn't be writing him off at all now.
I couldn't see him turn tables against the Champs.
He could be a national hunt race horse, Dave.
I think Galloping the Champ would be a lot more classier than him. That Albert Bartlow's cat was diabolical.
I wouldn't be writing him off like you are anyway.
I can't have him. I don't like him until I don't know. As of now, I don't like him. But look, that could change easily. Right. Moving on. Gold Cup. Paul Nichols came over and took over Clanda's Oboe 10-3. Alban Folk was second 6-4. And Fakia Dudari was third at 11-2. What do you make of it?
Can't win grade 1 chases jumping the way Alban Photo jumped anyway, that's for sure. He must have hit 6 fences, I'd say. I don't even know how he stood on his feet after the second last, I think it was. I just don't know what to make of Clanda's Oboe. I thought it was a revelation last year when I thought he would win the King George, and then he did. And obviously Cheltenham's not his track, but he was bitterly disappointing all year until Aintree. But there you go. Good training performance from Paul Nichols. I
still think Alban Ford should have won this. I think Paul Townend was strange, not a strange ride. He tried to win it. I say win. He's not. This is going to sound weird. Try to win it as comfortably as possible instead of going for it at the back straight where he had clearly Clanda's Oboe was off the bridle. He was traveling around there. If he just made more use of him and go for it, he would have got away with 1 or 2 mistakes if he was in the front. I think run this race again this time next year. I think Alban Ford will definitely overturn the form with him. Look, Santos and Davis gave him a great ride, took the bull by the horns, off he went, jumped well. Alban Ford never jumps well, and we know that. He won 2 Gold Cups not jumping well, so I can't look, he's had to win 2 Gold Cups jumping like that. He should have beaten him. That's just my view. What are you thinking, Tom?
Yeah, I thought credit to the winner. I thought he was very good. Missing Cheltenham is reaping benefits for them now, isn't it? I'd say they'll do the same again next year. But I've been a little bit disappointed this year. As you say, he hasn't jumped that great, and I know he only jumps fine anyway. He's not a spectacular jumper. But yeah, no, if he does hit 1 or 2, it's going to cost him. But no, I thought Alban Ford, Clanda's Oboe was good. I thought Alban Ford ran his race really in second, and it's just a shame Manel Endo didn't run.
Imagine if he ran it, he probably would have won it on unknown back form between that.
Would have been a good race anyway, yeah.
But look, credit to Clanda's Oboe. Cheap Pieces seemed to have done the oracle with him. After getting beat off, was a secret investor, then stuck the Cheap Pieces on him for Aintree. Surely stick with them. King George next year again, obviously.
I'd say go for it, but I'd say there'll be other horses.
There'll be a lot better next year for. Yeah. There's talk of even what's his name?
Asteroid.
Asteroid. Jeez, he was good, wasn't he?
He was very good, yeah. We don't talk about him, but he was very good.
What?
I'm sure he's not there, but
He's not there.
good.
He was. Look,
he done right. As a graded performance, winning a handicap off top weight. I mean, he won it easy.
I think that's the race that said Willie always has, or not Willie. There's always a graded horse wins this race. I think Willie won a few good ones before. But yeah, won it well. Right, move on. Champion bumper, Kilcrut, 11-8 beat 02 at 33s, and Sir Gerhard was third at 5-6. I was shocked that Patrick wasn't on Kilcrut. I don't know how.
In the preview, I think me and Tom both picked Sir Gerhard to uphold the form, but I'm positive now that.
No, wait, don't try and drag me down.
There was two of us.
What fucking me anyway?
No, there was two of us. There was two of us picked.
Oh, is it the witch?
No, I'm nearly sure.
Not me anyway.
Well, there was two of us. I can't speak for Andrew. He's not here. No, you're the witch.
There you go.
But I was shocked, and I do think Kilcrut was probably the better horse. Cheltenham now as well. He was given probably a bad ride, or it was a good ride by Rachel to win the race.
It was a good ride. Rachel stole it at Cheltenham.
It was two things at Cheltenham. I think a good ride by Rachel, and it was also a bad ride by Paul Townend. And yeah, I wasn't too surprised that he turned the form around at all. That O'Toole ran a lovely race to be second. He should be a nice horse going forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wasn't. I thought this would happen. I didn't think O'Toole would be second, but I thought that the form would be changed around. I think he's a Ballymore horse, isn't he? He looks like a steer with a kick, a bit of speed. I know, because we said that last year, then I felt appreciated, but he went at the Supreme. Okay, he looks like either that or the Supreme. He looks like a horse I'd definitely be siding with. Very good horse.
I think he'd be a Supreme horse.
Mm. Yeah, I think
he's plenty of boot, that lad.
If he takes the hurdles, he could be the banker for day one already. He looks very, very, very good. See, even the height behind him before when he was with Tony Martin.
Yeah.
Tony Martin said it's the best horse I've ever had.
Tony Martin or Tony
Mullins? You had me talking about Tony Martin.
Me?
Was it Tony Martin that we're talking about before?
Me. Oh, I was talking to him about you.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Tom.
Everyone's blaming everything on me today, lads. Jesus.
You're drunk, sure.
Yeah, we're not. You're just drunk.
Literally just opened. That's the first glass of wine I've had all day.
That's a lie.
Out of his third bottle. No wonder people think you're drunk.
It's not at all.
All right, moving on. Oh, this one hurt. Oh, this hurt a lot. Classical Dream backed off the boards into 5-1. James de Burley was second at 16, and Ronald Pump filled the places at 17-2. Love this horse. Tom was the one that put us on him before the Supreme Novice Hurdle. 2 years ago, was it? 2 years ago?
Yeah.
A long time ago. And we had a nice bet on him, but good God, this hurt. When I seen Patrick Mullins swinging on the bridle down the back straight, I was just, this thing is going to piss up. Very good performance from do that off what? Nearly 300 day off with an injury. Looked fair. As Ruby said, the only place this fella is fast is in his head. So it looked like 3 miles might be where he goes down. Or do you take the chance and put him back over 2? What do you do?
I would just say Florian Porter probably didn't run. Well, he didn't run his race.
Hopefully his race was gone before the race even started.
I don't know what to make of it, to be honest.
Florian Porter hung like a hanging bastard. Got rushed up straight after the tapes went off. He was last and he got to get rushed up the first. Pulling like a thingamabob the whole way around. He was gone. You knew that. But geez, I think Classical Dream, he's obviously a very, very classy horse. Surely throwing his hat in the ring now for the Stayers next year.
If Florian Porter and him were in a race again next year, I'd back Florian Porter. It's just the end of a long season for some of them. But it was a good training performance. Fair play to him.
What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, I had this horse down as a champion hurdle horse after he after the Supreme win, and I really thought he was champion hurdle horse. Again, back to the genius of Willie Mullins. Like, this horse had only run over 2 miles. He's off for 487 days. The last 2 times he'd run stink and jumped and acted like a lunatic. And Willie says, do you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to bring him back, first run back, 487 days, straight into a grade 1 over 3 miles at Punchestown. There you go. That's what I'm going to do. Like,
and we'd back him from 16s into 5 as well, just for the crack.
Like, what the hell? Like, so many people would not do that.
That just goes to show what they think of him.
Yeah, he is. He's got a massive engine, but I really thought he was a 2 mile horse, and yeah.
Now here's the dilemma they have now. He was going chasing this season. What do you do on the back of that? Do you stick to the hurdles, or do you say the hell with it? Do you go chasing? Ruby said after the Supreme, this fella's a chaser. I think the worst was this fella's going to win the Arkle next year.
I just can't trust that horse ever again. And I'm glad he won the Supreme for us, but what he did then over hurdles, you could just see him doing it again next year when he comes back. Going mad.
I don't think so. I think there was clearly, again, it's like Envoy Allen, like there was clearly something wrong with him. There's a reason horses do that. They don't just do stuff like that for the fun of it. And he has obviously had his issues.
I never forget them jumps in that hurdle race. He was like a show jumper. I was just like, what is this?
I don't know. I'd be content to stay over hurdles with him.
The head bowed to the ground, eating the grass the whole way along. Like,
he looked a lot more tractable though, didn't he?
No chance.
They must have done a lot of work on him to settle him down.
Yeah. I'd be inclined to stay hurdling and see how I got on. It's a weak enough division, isn't it? You know?
Where
like you go chasing next year, you think of what you've got to go chasing against. Unless you go 3 mile chasing, but I mean, you could, but I don't know. I'd
there's
stick
a lot of
good,
hurdles. Yeah, there's a lot of good hurdlers going chasing next year. Well, we don't know yet, but we're presuming they're going chasing next season.
Probably is stuff according to you two, but anyway.
Yeah, sure.
I tell you,
they didn't deny it.
They're not saying no.
If they were stone on going hurdle, no, she'll come back now and she'll win, or she'll go same as this year. Hatton's Grace, Irish champion hurdle, Cheltenham. We'll have a chat about it over the summer. Kenny will make the decision.
Sporting owners.
If Kenny makes the decision, happy days, because he wants to stay hurdling. So, Maloney wants to go chasing. I get that impression. Henry is probably sat on the fence, I imagine. But Kenny Alexander sounds like he wants to stay hurdling. So,
no, Henry wants to go chasing.
Told you that, did he?
Oh, I was talking to him yesterday.
Kenny must have told you to stay in hurdling, did he? You texting him about the goat as well?
I never met Kenny Alexander.
I think we need to try.
I just don't see why in the world you would go chasing with that mare. But anyway.
And I just don't see why you wouldn't. Why you wouldn't?
We're not having this round. This round is going to go round and round and round.
We had this in the WhatsApp group, but why would you? Why wouldn't you though?
And someone said
she was bought for being a chaser. Yeah, she's a chaser. That's winning champ. That's not the win the champion hurdle.
Someone said you're like basically you're belittling the champion hurdle. I'm like, no, like the champion hurdle is a great race, but like it's not the Gold Cup. And like Dawn Run is remembered for winning the champion
sound
hurdle.
like Alan Botts. You literally sound like Alan Botts. You've got a champion hurdler and you want to make it into a Gold Cup horse. There's only one Dawn Run because it's
did Size Europe win a point? Come
here, I tell you, Size Europe didn't win the champion hurdle either.
No, but okay, he went off favourite for one, and then he won an Arkle,
and then he won a champion chase.
Okay, was he a 2 miler? Yes. What? You've got a 2 miler and you're trying to make it into a Gold Cup horse.
She won the Mayor's Hurdle.
Yeah, and I'll revert your mind back to January, Tom, when everybody, and I mean everybody, was certain she was going for the Mayor's Hurdle, and she was a 2 mile 5, 2 mile 4 horse, maybe go up to 3 miles. She never had enough speed for a champion hurdle until the Irish champion hurdle, where everybody went, "Oh, never seen that before."
Exactly, and she's clearly. She's clearly improved, hasn't she?
She still jumps some of her hurdles like a chaser.
That changed in the course of 6 weeks. So,
and we haven't got even on the Honeysuckle yet.
She's buckets loads of speed, no doubt about it. And I'm not belittling the champion hurdle, but the reason Dawn Run is remembered for being as good as she was is because she won champion hurdle and then went on and won Gold Cup and beat the Geldings and so on and so forth.
This would be a total different argument if she was a small mare, a little nippy hurdler, but she's not.
Nope.
She's not that small either.
She's no Quavega.
She's not Bob like.
She's no Quavega.
Quavega was small. She was always going to be a hurdler. Like Hurricane Fly. People are saying, oh, Hurricane Fly. Yeah, Hurricane Fly was never going to be chasing the size of him.
You'll be saying that Henry should start bobbing her off in the same Novice Chase there at bloody Navan or something now.
Keep bob over hurdles. He bob win the champion hurdle.
And you're saying Honeysuckle was bought to win a Gold Cup. I don't think they said, oh, Honeysuckle, yeah, that'll win a Gold Cup for us. Bob was bought to win a Gold Cup. Bob looks like a Gold Cup horse. Like, all your Gold Cup horse boxes, and you want to send him to the champion hurdle.
I said this as well the other day. It's like, oh, she just keep her over hurdles. She'll win the next 3 champion hurdles. Like, that might not be the case. Like, she could easily get injured over hurdles. The same, like fences. Fences obviously take more out of a horse and are a bit more dangerous. But she could easily get injured. Willie, and I guarantee you, Willie will pluck a champion hurdle horse out of nowhere and have it against her next year. Oh, she could well beat him, but it's not a certainty that she's going to go win another 2 champion hurdles. Like, that's not a certainty, you know what?
But this is another
chance of doing that than she has of winning the Gold Cup.
Yeah, but this is an angle that I'm looking at. A point, if I had her, you have Honeysuckle now, who realistically was bought to be a chaser and does jump fences and is able to jump fences quite well, if I understand. You might never, ever, ever, ever get a horse that'll be able to do this in your lifetime ever again. Why the hell not have a go at it? If it doesn't work out after 1 or 2 chase runs, go back over hurdles.
I just don't think there's any need to at all.
Yeah, like,
and I get
what more value is she going to gain from winning another champion hurdle? None.
I get.
She's already going to be.
But her value doesn't mean anything. She's never going to be sold. Her value doesn't come into it.
But what more does she have to do? She has to win the champion hurdle. Next year. Look, Honeysuckle going to win champion hurdle again. Oh, Honeysuckle's going chasing.
And
how's she going to get on?
Like,
it's not boring winning champion hurdles. I don't imagine winning champion hurdles is boring, lads. It's not
the point of winning another champion hurdle. It's the horse herself. She can do this. It's not just a off the whim idea. Oh, let's throw her over fences for the crack. She can jump fences. She's won a point to point. She's schooled over fences for a reason.
She wasn't schooled over fences for a reason. If you listen to what Henry said,
she jumps fences every Sunday.
Yes, okay. But hey, you have to be correct about this now, because this is what he said. In our indoor school, she has jumped fences. So in one side of their indoor school, they have a pole like a hurdle,
I know.
right?
I know.
And on the other side, they have a fence. So all of them do it. He said all of them do it.
Yes.
All of them school over both of them. So it's not like they've gone, oh, Honeysuckle, let's show her a fence. They all school over those. So
if you go back and listen to interviews after what Rachel said when she won her first or one of grade 1 mares as a novice, this thing is going to have some future over fences.
Yeah, but
it's in their head. It's in their head.
Yeah, and now things change massively. Nobody thought she'd do what she could do at Leopardstown. None of them did, I don't think.
Look, this would be a total different thing if she got pipped in a champion hurdle. Jeez, we can win this next year. Let's stay over hurdles. She's won it.
No, I think there'd be more chance you'd go chasing then if you did get beat in a champion hurdle.
I say if you get pipped in it.
It's the fact that she's gone and bolted up and won.
She wins 3 champion hurdles. If she did, she'd go down in history as one of the best mares ever.
She's going to go down as one of the best anyway.
I think she's the best mare I've ever seen.
If she goes over fences and wins wins a marsh and then ends up winning a Gold Cup per se, or even just the Gold Cup, she would go down as probably one of the best horses in history. Not the best mare in history, best horse in history.
If she won 3 champion hurdles, she'd go down as one of the best horses in history.
She'd go down one of the best champion hurdlers, not one of the best horses.
Is this one of the best horses in history or one of the best champion hurdlers in history?
One of the best champion hurdlers. I wouldn't class him one of the best hurdlers in history. One of the best horses in history.
The horses I would count as the best or chaser.
He's the best. He's the best hurdler.
He's the best hurdler.
He's the best hurdler.
And
But he's not one of the best horses in history.
Hurricane Fly was class as well.
You have to be a chaser to do that, do you?
Well,
No.
my favourite ones would be chasers.
Don't have to be a chaser, but I see National Hunt Racing as you go for the be-all of end-all, which is the Gold Cup. Which is chasing is what National Hunt Racing is based around.
Yeah, you're going to struggle. As we said, how many
where they start off for chasing? If they're starting point to points to be hurdles, hurdling be the main game. Chasing is the main game in National Hunt Racing.
Yeah, but a lot of horses start off in point to points these days. And
But
to win a point to point does not
horses.
mean that you stay 3 miles.
If you're going
points to run on very tight tracks at a crawl,
yes,
and then they quicken up for the final circuit, that does not mean you're
I guarantee you, if every owner is going to the sale, they're not going to buy a champion hurdler. They're going to buy a Gold Cup horse.
They are. You're going, like, we go to the sales. We're going to the store sales now in June. We're not just going to buy a Gold Cup horse.
But
Buy a nice horse.
I'm on about the main guys, like the people that have hundreds of thousands to throw away for the crack. They want a Gold Cup horse. In their head, they're not going up for a champion hurdler.
I don't think every horse, Richie, JP, and everybody buys is trying to be a Gold Cup horse.
In the back of their head, they want a Gold Cup horse. That's what
They're
they want
not.
to remember by.
The only people who do that are
What's the
chickens.
conversation we had?
buy
We
chase.
had a conversation about JP horses and 2 Mile Chase or something. Start of the season. Something with an Arkle or a Champion Chase. They never do well or something. They're all... So I can't remember what it was. It was on that guys of that. It's based around a Gold Cup. There's no other way to look at it. If you land on a champion hurdler, class, deadly, a champion hurdler. If you land on a champion chaser, buzzing. But if you land on a Gold Cup, dreams. That's what dreams are made of.
She could
Winning at Cheltenham is a dream, to be honest.
Not that I know what they do, but she could also, like, I'd say she'd go out in the morning and win that Mayor's Chase at Cheltenham next year. Be an easy race for her. So she wouldn't even have a hard race at Cheltenham next year, per se.
I just don't see the excitement in that. I don't see the point in that, to be honest.
I think it's so exciting. Imagine the story behind it all.
They know what they're doing anyway, because they plotted her for so long. The first year she was over hurdles, she didn't even go near Cheltenham. So
anyway, we didn't even get the Honeysuckle yet. Moving on.
Well, I love how we've still got Classical Dream going across the
I know, yeah, I've got to take it off.
the last 20
People
minutes.
who scroll through, what are they saying about Classical Dream? Honeysuckle's going Gold Cup. What? Right. A horse who is also overpriced so far, which we don't know if he'll go to Cheltenham yet, is Nergamane, who absolutely flew in. At 2 to 5 on, beating Janadil at 4 to 1 and Zakariva back at 100 to 1 in third. Hello, he was good.
he's class, and it I think fulfills the questions that can he do it on ground that's not heavy or soft.
Yes, he can.
I think he's class. He'd be my choice for the Champion Chase next year.
At the prices right now, oh God, yes.
Yeah, I think I would pick him before Shakan as well. He just doesn't get fair enough. You can probably pick holes in what he's beaten and that, but he just doesn't come off the bridle. Like you just don't know what's there. Like everything is just so easy. The 2 jumps, the last 2 fences, it was like
He skimmed him.
I'm be fucked with this, like, because this is not even hard, like, so I'll just do what I want. You can see
He's
a
a hell
little
of a good horse. Yeah.
you can see a little twinkle in Paul's eye as well when he's talking about him.
What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, he's a hell of a good horse. Really, really, really good horse. And yeah, I'm looking forward to him next year. And yeah, I just hope that Shishkin is gonna dot around in a few races before Cheltenham. He's gonna be lovely and fresh because you're not gonna have to do too much. I just hope Shakan, Energamene, and another few top 2 mile chasers in Ireland don't kill each other before the main day. That would be my only worry. But apart from that, I can't wait to see. It would have been some race between him and Shishkin, and 6-1 or 7-4 about Shishkin, I know what I'd be taking. But yeah, it's my only worry is that they'll soften each other up before they get to Cheltenham. But hopefully that doesn't happen.
There'll be a few options for them, wouldn't there? Because the Nergameni can run 2-4.
Yeah, I think it will be.
He could even easily go Clonmel Isle or something like that.
You'll see
I'll
Shakan.
keep them apart.
You'll see Shakan at Leopardstown. And Nergameni go for the hilly way down to Cork, then somewhere else, and then they'll all turn up at Cheltenham. Then I'd say. But that
I'd say there could be a chance they'll meet somewhere along the line. Willie's kind of the man that does that, don't he?
I'd say Nergameni is the hilly way, and Shakan would be somewhere else.
Yeah, I'd say one of them then will skip Dublin Racing Festival. Probably in Nergameni.
Yeah.
Some clash to look forward to, though.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good. Yeah, he looks a really exciting horse.
We talked about this already.
Before
we're not even going to talk about chasing, and
we're not doing this again.
No, we're going to talk about the race. She's just magical. End of story. What she done at the last was just funny. She's taking absolute piss.
It just shows you how good she is, because I don't think she was at her best, and definitely Henry's horses weren't at their best, and she still won easy. So she's just super, super, super good.
Best mare ever?
It should be hard push to argue with.
Yeah,
I'd say yeah.
Yeah, it'd be hard.
I think she's the best mare ever.
I think she's the best mare I've ever seen.
I can't argue with that. I think she's better than Annie Power. She's better than Quavega.
This is the problem, though, isn't it? Quavega did it against mares all the time. She never did it in a champion hurdle.
Well, she's probably as of now she's probably on the same par as Annie Power, because Annie Power's won the champion hurdle against the Gedlings.
Yeah, if she wins another
one,
another Cheltenham race against Gedlings, and you can say for sure she is.
Someone just mentioned Dawn Run in the comments. I'm old, but I'm not that old. I did not see Dawn Run.
Dawn Run was class as well.
When she wins the Gold Cup.
Yeah? I knew you'd wrinkles on your forehead for a reason.
But I like watching the old races, Tom, and I do like some of the older horses, and she was epic.
The only piece of footage I've ever seen of Dawn Run, I think it was a furlong and a half of the Gold Cup. That's it. The mare's getting up.
It looks quite slow as well, that footage. Looks like they're going backwards nearly.
Bad race, I heard, Dave. Bad race. Race and post ratings were low that year.
You would say that. You're the one put the hex on Envoy Allen as well.
Look, we're just a realist. That's the only problem.
You put the hex on it. Put the crow on it.
You can't just say they're all the best horses you ever seen. Like,
you said he'd lose. And what did he do? Fall apart. He put the crow on. He said
I also said that Sam Crow was the same hype as Sam Crow. That's
what I'm saying.
I know Sam Crow. I was never on the Sam Crow bandwagon.
You were liking Envoy Allen to Sam Crow, and then it all fucking fell apart.
I spent a year getting abused because I said Sam Crow wasn't a bloody hurdle or whatsoever.
And then did you get accused of putting the hex on him?
I got worse, I'd say, off him. I just don't listen to him.
Like, you were backing up Deafy Desai all season when Andrew's giving out about him, and you're giving out about Envoy Allen. Like, give out about Deafy Desai instead. Leave Envoy alone.
Poor Deafy.
I've given out about Deafy loads, haven't I?
No.
Gave out to me about giving out about Deafy.
Yeah.
Keep moving on. Don't read the comments. Keep reading.
That'll make him a right bollocks, then, won't it? Hey!
Very good.
She's class, though. What I loved about that performance was she got to the front so easily. She kicked on so easily. She jammed on coming to the last. But when she got over it, she put her head down, her ears went back, and she tried. And it was a really lovely performance.
Good staying performance, I have to say. Stamina.
The viewers wonder why I drink.
I
Be
tell
blaming
you,
us for your drinking
I
problems.
tell you, if
This
she
is
ends up over
why.
fences. If she ends up over fences next year, you will never hear the end of it.
I'm used to hearing stuff like this though. I taught the sense, and then you two abuse me, and then when what I say happens
Hold
comes
up now.
true.
Talk sense.
The amount of time you abuse me over horses.
Talk sense.
So
The king of
the
Dundalk.
kettle calling the pot black there.
The king of Dundalk.
What?
His Dundalk naps all the time. That don't even run.
And who won the Dundalk
You see
tipping
that?
competition?
That Ramon Deloria one today at Sligo is one of my ones to follow last year.
Last year.
Yeah, he hasn't run since last year.
Did you bag him?
I did actually, yeah.
It was
I
running
backed him
Sligo.
and then decided he couldn't win because he bolted.
No,
at
I
the
meant
front
did you
start.
back him today?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was sat there cursing myself because he bolted before the start and he still managed to win. Don't know how.
Good horse. Right. On we go. Galliard, Bezel 1-2, beating Ashdale, Bob at 7s, and Ngolo. Ngolo finished third. 2 mile 4 champion Novice Hurdle. Far from a champion Novice Hurdle, to say the least.
Yeah, I think Angola finished third because there was no other horses in the race, Andrew. So.
I wrote this and I didn't even realize he finished third.
It's just he couldn't
Shite,
but win. I
Dave,
suppose
is the
really.
word you're looking for. Shite.
This what?
He couldn't but win. Like there was nothing to beat. Ashdale Bob ran okay, I suppose.
Angola was beaten 47 and a quarter length.
Oh Lord, that horse just needs to go down and run somewhere else. William Mullins get rid of him next year. Let's see now. Galliard next year. He's out now. Stay There's no pace there. Please stop with the pace. There's no pace there. Throw him in the stairs hurdle.
Nah. I just don't know what to make of him now. Because he's too keen all the time. So
Yeah, he's not a horse I'll be following closely anyway. Put that way.
No, not whatsoever.
he's
Yeah.
very, very keen.
He's keen but slow.
Yeah, he's not slow.
He's slow.
He uses all his petrol. It started. the
He's
race.
slow. Will you stop?
I don't know what to make of him. I'm sure there's a good horse in there somewhere.
Absolute fruitcake. Right. Enough of that. Moving on. Stormy Ireland. Willie Mullins doing what Willie Mullins does best and getting horses back to win where other trainers couldn't even get to win a race in England. Manana Melody was second in 12s, and Conster I Can't Jump Tista was third at 8-11. Another Willie Mullins masterclass for Stormy Ireland. What a mare she is.
I didn't care about this race when Sky Ace fell, to be honest.
Did she fall?
Yeah, she
I didn't even see this
fell
race.
at the second hurdle, so she didn't even race.
Bad fall.
She just stepped at it and tumbled over. It wasn't a bad fall at all, really.
Good winner though. She's some little mare now. That's this one. To come back from, like, she spent most of the season over with Paul Nicholas, come back and Willie to do this is just goes to show what a genius he is.
She loves a bit of front running.
Danny gets on really well with her last two races. He's given her. He's very good from the front.
Yeah, he's great from the front.
He's very good from the front.
Deadly now, yes.
Same kind of program for next year.
Why not?
What? Go to Paul Nichols and come back.
Yeah, why?
Off on a holiday and come back.
I
again.
seen a comment on Twitter. Stormy Ireland doing her best for Willie Mullins never to send her to Paul Nichols again.
Yeah, might be a good move. Send her over, run her in a novice chase around Newton Abbott, back for a little hurdle at Bangor, tail off at Cheltenham, Sandown for a little run then, and then back into the big time at Fairyhouse.
Back up the close on Irish weather, Irish air.
She's
Suddenly a grade 2 mare again. Grade 1
buzzing
mare.
anyway. That's all I know.
She was sold for like 60 grand as well or something.
Was she?
Yeah.
Well, that time getting the money back already.
Be some boy.
If you bought her, Tom, would you bought her back to Willie Mullins?
send everything to Henry in a minute, don't we? So she's probably gone to Henry, but yeah, look, she was very good buy. Syndicate actually bought her as well. So yeah, fair play to them. They've done very well out with her. But Manila Melody ran well, and she's won next year. I guarantee they'll miss Cheltenham next year with her.
Yeah, you get the feeling with that now as well. It hasn't performed well there at all.
No.
Concertista is back running.
Yeah, stink again.
She can't jump.
Very, very good at the start of the season. A bit like Monkfish for me, that one. Very, very good at the start of the season. Maybe not all left there now.
She should have won a Cheltenham only for her jumping as Cat.
Yeah.
Her jumping is very bad.
Yeah. Go on the Black Tears, though.
Yeah, Black Tears is one that will go under the radar next year.
Moving
on.
Lorena will be retired, I imagine.
I hope so.
Why did they even do that? Like,
enough is enough now.
It was a ridiculous, not a ridiculous decision, but it was a waste of money.
Leave her enjoy her retirement, and that's the end of that.
She travelled well for a long way and just.
But she travels well all the time,
and just drops away again.
Leads and drops away. Like.
Right, champion 4-year-old hurdle. Jeff Kidder done the hat trick. Cheltenham Fairy House Punchestown at 22-1. That was a mad price. Zana here was second at 92, and Hunt on Color was third at 15-8. And Clickshots ran like a lot of Henry's horses, over the top, tired, and whatever you want to have. But Jeff Kidder, look, fair play. What?
I still love him.
Yeah, whatever horses do at this time of the year after winning the Cheltenham, you can literally put a line through it and forget about it.
Hot on Colors ran a 1 mile 6 furlong race. That's what he thought he was in.
I didn't see this race.
Oh my God. He ran the end of his race from the third last to the second last, and then the bend, and then that was the end of that. He was.
What do you mean?
He was about 9 lengths ahead going around the bend.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, and he got bent in the third.
Went off like the clappers.
Oh, he was like a bull, travelled like a bull, pulled Paul to the front. You couldn't see anything else winning, and then just didn't stay. But he ran out of petrol because he was going too free.
I must watch this back.
He's a good horse.
I forgot to watch this back.
Just needs
it's the only one I didn't see. Tom, what do you think of it? I went very high there.
Yeah. I thought Jeff Kidder was very good. I think the ground is important to him. I think he goes a lot better on better ground. But yeah, really good performance in fairness. He looks like he's improving. He actually jumps very well. He can jump a bit poorly sometimes, but yeah, he jumped very well, I thought. And yeah, interesting to see. It's always difficult to know where they're going to go with these horses. Like, it's difficult then as 4-year-olds to step up. It can be hard for them.
Yeah.
So
5-year-old season is always hard for them.
It is, yeah.
Case in point, gosh, we never even touched on him. What in the name of God did they do with him now?
Yeah, well, at least he ran better, but he wasn't up to the standard.
Have you put that t-shirt in the bin now, Dave?
He what?
Have you put that t-shirt in the bin?
Oh God, no.
You just waiting for the next one in that owner's colours, eh?
No. I don't give up on things, Tom.
Keeping the faith with him?
No, we just can't just throw him away.
It's like
he's had to throw in a few bad runs now.
He has, but sure, look. Come back as 6-year-old, he might be better.
The thing that he has going for him, he has the build first. He can't get any matter. He'll just mature, hopefully.
Yeah, he won me a few pound. I'm quite happy with him.
Can't get much worse either, can he? So
you just hate him, so
he's just a horrible horse.
That's terribly mean.
That's awful.
That is it.
Poor horse has feelings.
If he understands English, then I apologise to him. I don't mean to hurt Goshen, but he's just you imagine owning him. Oh, you'd pull your hair out because you know he's got ability to do like that champion hurdle. I said to you, lad, he could literally do what he did, or he could have bolted up by 10 lengths.
What do you do with him? Do you put gear on him now? Do you put a hood on him? Do you put cheek pieces on him to keep him concentrating going forward? What do you do with him?
Just read one of the comments that isn't very complimentary.
Yeah, it's not really fair. He definitely needs headgear.
What am I looking
But
at?
I don't think he's up to he's not going to be Honeysuckle either way. Like,
You can't do that.
Why is he going chasing as well?
If she's in Champion Hurdle,
Possibly.
she's in Champion Hurdle, he's not going to beat her. So.
If she goes chasing, I am just never, ever going to leave this down. But yeah, on Tom's point there, imagine gosh and chasing. Good Jesus.
If all mankind can do it.
That's true. That is actually true.
It's true. That's X-rated stuff, though.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
It's not fun being Harry Skelton, I wouldn't imagine.
He don't seem to care, so.
Yeah.
He never fell though, has he?
No fault.
Never fell, but every time you'd ride him into a fence, you'd expect him to fall, I imagine.
It's the first mile and two is all right. It's when you ask him for a bit of effort, he just goes, ain't jumping at and running through it. Boom. And like, oh God.
Yeah, I don't know what you do with Goshen. Maybe headgear. Maybe a fence. Yeah, I don't know. Try it, but what's happening now isn't working. So, and it's no fault of the Moors. I should just say that horse is just a freak. Gary Moore is a hell of a good trainer, and Jamie Moore is a hell of a good jockey. And that
it's just a loony bin.
That horse is just a head case. I feel a bit sorry for them because it's their flagship horse, and they're probably getting judged off of him. And you can imagine you got some muppets out there saying, "Oh, send it to Willie Mullins or whatever." But that horse is just a head case. He could literally bolt up in a Champion Hurdle, or he could pull up. One or the other.
He'll get it right someday.
He'll probably be at Wincanton again, but
right. That's the end of the jump season. Before we go on to the Guineas,
I love the flat.
That was sarcasm.
Yeah,
I've had a great weekend. It's been fantastic. Loads of winners.
Before we get on to the flat, highlights for the whole jump season.
The entire jump season.
Honeysuckle. There's mine. Everything she done.
Put the kettle on winning the Champion Chase.
Honeysuckle at Leopardstown. Closely followed by Honeysuckle at Cheltenham. I just never thought I'd see her do what she did at Leopardstown. I literally was like calling Siobhan in, like, oh my God, look at this moment. Couldn't believe it. That was probably a standout.
I'll be calling Kate in when she makes her debut over fences. Look, Kate, look at her jump a fence, look. Tom never thought he'd see it.
Yeah, you won't even be saying, look at her jump a fence. You'll be going, Kate, I told Tom. I fucking told Tom. I told him.
Never listens to me. All right. Right, we're moving on to the flash. And yesterday we saw a start of the first classic of the season, the 2,000 Guineas over 1 mile, where Dave put up Poetic Flair. I was Massive C in second, and Tom was unlucky. Vega back in third. Not bad start to the flat season, I must say. Good performers. Treven pulled clear of fourth. What was it? A short head and neck in between. Something like that.
Yeah, about a nose on the line, I think, really.
Done me, bastard.
And then a neck. But his granddaddy was the Derby winner. New approach. His daddy was Dawn approach. So it's there through the generations. And Jim Bulger just, he manages to get these horses. And
Godolphin at bottom is Georgie sharing him.
Godolphin at bottom, you stay with Jim Bulger.
Well, they've done that deal already, have they?
Yeah, done and all.
Win another grade one somewhere along the way, group one somewhere along the way.
And he keeps the breeding rights as well.
Go off the stud. It's just very, very smart stuff from Jim Bulger, the way he does it.
He's needed one though, lads.
He has for a long
years.
But he's needed one and gets one when he needs one. That's the thing.
The Dawn Approach was the last one, what proper one?
Dawn Approach, and before that it was a few years, and he had New Approach, and before that he had Tiafilo. So he gets one every couple of years that end up being a right decent horse.
By God, you need one though. Like the money that operation must take to run. Then what he does is he has his broodmare band, and he goes and backs his stallions.
Yeah.
And like what made he was obviously a really good trainer before, but what made him to some extent was back in Galileo. Like when Galileo was a cheap enough stallion fee, he backed Galileo and literally sent everything there. And then there's a couple of times he's nearly gone bust again. Well, I don't know about bust money-wise, but he's nearly ruined all of his mares and his horses by going to not cheaper stallions, his own stallions who haven't worked out then. So, yeah, look, fair play to him.
He does it his own way, and it tends to work out in the end anyway. We were only saying about him, he gets a lot of he sends a lot of mares to that vocalized, and you wouldn't see a whole lot of other vocalized horses really. They're all running nearly in Jim Bulger's colours, but
they're not bad to go jumping them. There's a couple of them all right to go jumping, but he
won it well. Newmarket's turned into a funny track. Very much so last year, and it's the same this year. It favors being on the pace and front runners, and the opposite side away from the stands is way faster. I don't know what they're going to do to counteract that, but it was really obvious last year, and even more so.
That's really pronounced in the July meeting, isn't it? Once they hug that rail.
The July meeting's on the other course, but there's a real bias there. But the Rolling Mile course used to not be as much. It was more favoured the stand side. They come the stand side, but it's definitely faster on the other side.
Nothing came up the other side, did they?
It's freezing as well there. The wind blows in, right? Because it's massively open, and the wind blows at the stand. I went to the Guineas meeting a couple of years ago, and I literally stood in the bar for the day. It was horrible. I wouldn't recommend it.
They first, second, and third were all drawn over that side anyway.
4, 2, and 3,
and they were up with the pace behind Naval Crown, who went hammer and tongs for 6 furlongs.
What do we make of some of the underperformers? Thunder and Moon finished last. Battleground was second last. Wembley was fourth last.
Don't know what to make of Battleground, but Thunder Moon hasn't grown at all. He's tiny.
Oh, I see it here. Report that post-race examination of the code failed to reveal any abnormality. So it was just a bad run.
Yeah,
not trained on.
Wouldn't be surprised if he hasn't trained on. Chindit, like I said, I wasn't going to go for him. I don't think he handled the dip again, but ran on well to be fifth.
Step up and trip.
Yeah, 1 mile too, I'd say.
Look, the three of them are good horses. Look, as we said, for the start of the flat and jump season, top 2, race fitness on their side.
Yep.
It's a lot to be said for races from the first month of the season. Race fitness counts for a hell of a lot. The same with Sir Ron Priestley. He race fitness on his side. I know he won well, beating Pearl Driver. Race fitness again.
Lucky Vega ran well because he hasn't had a prep, but I'm nearly sure Naval Crown ran over in Dubai. I could be wrong. Chindit had a prep run.
He ran in April.
So, I mean, 4 of the top 5 were after having a prep run. So,
and we said that, didn't we? How so many of them towards the head of the market hadn't run this year. So it was really a guessing game. Lucky Vega for the Irish Guineas, I'd say he'll take a fair bit of stopping in that.
Yeah. Well,
Cadillac.
Really? Will Poetic Flair go there?
It's hard to know.
I imagine so, because it sounds like he's a miler or maybe a mile 2 horse. It doesn't sound like he's a Derby horse. Jesse
split up Lucky Vega and Cadillac for a reason, so I wouldn't be surprised if Lucky Vega doesn't go for the St. James's Palace at Royal Ascot.
No idea. Asking the wrong person.
Yeah, I don't even know that name.
He deserves to win a Group 1 now at this stage. He's run well in a good few races.
Cadillac, yeah.
And did you see that Mohafef?
Yep.
Or Mohafef. Bolted up. Goes to the Derby apparently. Absolutely bolted up. Tough to know what the form is or anything like that.
Where's this now?
He won a couple of races.
Andrew didn't watch anything this weekend.
I was out in the back getting all this foundation down for the deck and nearly have it done. and with the flat was I had it on like on my phone listening to it, but I didn't actually watch any of it.
He was super visually impressive, but I wouldn't know what he bet there, in all fairness.
I wouldn't know what he bet. Apparently, Haggis says he bought him as a Derby horse and really liked him. So he's by Frankel out the Sea the Stars mare. So
I wouldn't be surprised if Jim Bulger doesn't have a lot to say in a Derby as well, because that Max Swiney wants a trip, and if he gets a little bit of softer ground, he'll have a right chance in that.
What did we make of today? The 1,000 Guineas.
We had. I literally watched this before we went on air. I thought she won it well. I thought Fev Rover done very well to finish it close. She done with the pulling and dragging she done from the front.
I think the horse take out of it is the second. She was on the wrong side again. Mother Earth came up that side. It was a really good ride by Frankie Dettori, and I wouldn't be his biggest fan.
Really?
He accelerated into the dip because I think he knew she handled it. She'd ran there before, and coming out of the dip, it's like he used no energy going into the dip the way he made her accelerate into it. And she was in front coming out of the dip and then just stayed on. It was really good, right?
Santa Barbara was
just looked
green as grass.
For me, Santa Barbara's the one to take out of it. Travelled like the best horse in the race, and when asked to quicken going down into the dip, hadn't a clue what to do.
Changing our legs, jumping all over the place.
Running all over the place. I'd say you can see why they like her anyway. She looks like she's loads of ability.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol free. Like Oisin said, she stays, and I reckon they're going to persist with a mile. But like, drop her to 6 furlongs and 7 furlongs, she'll win loads of races. I could see her winning the 7 furlong race on like Arc weekend. Can't think of the name of it. That William Haggis's filly has won it a couple of years in a row.
Oh, Prix something or another.
The opera, is it?
Prix de Marcel Boucher?
No, Boussac is a 2-year-old race.
Just throwing
maybe
out
someone
names
put in the comments. I can't think of the name of it.
What's that mare's name?
One Master.
One Master wins it all the time. Yeah.
Here, I'll find out now what it's called.
Charles Boudreau. But on Santa Barbara, that just rectifies my whole...
It's the Prix de Forêt. That's what she wins all the time.
Forêt, yes.
It's the 7 furlong Group 1. She'd be ideal for that. But they're going to persist with a mile, I'd say, by what he was saying.
Yeah, just on Santa Barbara, that's the thing which I say the whole time. A horse going for a maiden on the flat, be it jumps straight into grade 1. I can't have it any day of the week.
She travelled lovely though, and you'd reckon she'd be Oaks bound now by her breeding. So
they just need at least one more run to get that more experience into them, because they're going to run at paces they've never run at before. But going out, as Tom says, she's one definitely to take out for us.
Yeah, I like her going forward.
Fev Rover as well, for what she done to finish a length in the neck behind Mother Earth.
You'll see her going up in trip. No, I like that Saffron Beach, Jane Chapelheim's horse. I back her the next time now.
Yeah,
another one is that Sea Karats, who ran really needed the experience, ran around a lot, and
and Tom Marquand looked like he was happy enough, and he thought he'd pick up the winner, and then she ran around and didn't handle the dip at all.
Yeah, she is a lovely mare.
Yeah, I was actually watching that when I was walking on the beach, waiting for Robin. He's
Tom Marquand was sitting there and he was confident. It looked like he's like, I know I have underneath me here. So
Al Shari travelled really, really well, but just didn't seem to stay.
She pulled away her chance at the start of the race. She's pulling for 2 furlongs.
Yeah, could be a few good horses that come out of that race for sure. Anything else that caught your eye over the weekend?
Here's one that was in the week, and I have to say this horse. I have no clue how to say its name. Monishta Mui.
I'm just going to say yeah.
Trained by someone who trains in Bunman in Waterford. Ran at a bumper first time out at Punchestown on Friday and got absolutely no run. Finished third at 100 to 1. I'd say it's a very, very good horse.
Yeah, I heard him talking about that on Racing UK. What was it? Montessar à moi. Oui? Montessar à moi.
Manister are we.
Teachers are we. Is that what it is? Well,
I don't know what it is, to be honest.
Is that Irish, lads, or is that just
I think it's just madness.
Made up words.
Gibberish.
Yeah, very, very nice mare, that one, anyway, I'd say.
The winner absolutely bolted up in that. That could be a very good horse. But yeah, right. I think we wrap it up.
Just final thoughts on Honeysuckle going chasing next year.
Going fencing.
Going fencing.
She's going
fencing next year.
It's
more chance, I'm telling you.
Hand on heart, I genuinely think it's going to happen. I don't see why not, really.
I'm so happy Asteroid has got his career back on track. I can't wait to see him next year again now.
Who? Did you say Altior?
Asteroid. Kaboom. Asterion Farlange.
Tongue tie put back on seemed to help.
He's won so easy. I was buzzing.
Bolted up.
Yeah. Back in now, grade 1 on the way.
Come November time, never back in that grey bastard again.
What's the race min wins? The John Dorkin. Throw him into the John Dorkin, will he?
Yeah, right way around. His best performance has been around Punchestown.
Again.
Just trying to think. Yeah, that'd be a good place for him.
Yeah.
Won't beat the bigger fellas though.
Willie's so many horses as well. I'm positive he's going to send one for the Hennessy and it's going to win.
Monkfish.
Why not? Get over there and win.
Wouldn't be against that.
Yeah.
That's our latest exhibition.
It's been many a long year since we've seen a proper graded
The Hennessy's gone shite.
Grade 1 horse in the Hennessy, and I want to see a good Hennessy next year. So send him over, Willie.
Back in the good old days, the likes of Dawn Run, winning champion hurdles and Gold Cups. We need it again, Dave.
We do. We need something like that.
I was meant Denman, but okay, Tom.
See, no one goes win the Hennessy anymore.
Mad place. Remember the Hennessy he won?
Oh, he battered him.
Oh, he was amazing.
Lovely grey horse. Oh, stupid flat season now. God damn it. Anyway, Chester have their first meeting of the season. That's a kind of a big one.
And guess who was in the Chester Cup?
Who was in the Chester
Not
Cup?
so sleevy.
Oh,
Come
we
on.
are done. You better hope he's drawn one.
Come on.
Probably come out of it backwards.
Yeah.
When's that on?
Friday,
yeah. Starting Wednesday.
And Not So Sleepy has won around Chester before. He won a listed race or a graded race around Chester.
Oh, no, I'm interested.
So, oh, yeah.
So we are back on Wednesday and we're going to preview that. And Dave is going to put up Not So Sleepy. And I have wrote down, but I can't think off the top of my head what's on the weekend. But we are back on Wednesday to preview all the action from Chester and the racing over the weekend. So again, guys, thanks for watching. Keep liking, subscribing, and we'll see you again on Wednesday evening.